What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? It's been a while, but I'm back. This is Dom Lewis here with an episode of the Philly Sports 444 podcast. And let me just start by saying thank you um, for those who still listen, for those who have been listening, for those who have been encouraging me to record. Just life has been happening all around me. So sometimes it's hard for me to get behind the mic, but so much has happened since we last talked, and I feel like, uh, I just was kind of getting the itch to just get back to it, man. I wanted to be here. My mind wasn't here though, and I never stopped talking about sports. I never stopped talking about it. I mean, those who were in group chats with me, you know, on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, I don't stop talking about it. It's just kind of hard sometimes to get behind the mic and actually put something down. There's a lot of effort that goes into it that I put into it, I should say. And this is something that I don't want to do a rush job with. Like I don't care to just put something down just for the sake of putting something down. I want to give it my best when I do it, and I want to. I think I owe it to you, the listener, to say something. It doesn't even have to be profound, but to say something worth listening to. So many times people just say stuff for the sake of saying it, and I feel like my audio and my platforms that I've been on, or I've been privileged to be a part of, I've always tried to just be genuine and tried to be real with you guys and tried to be honest because I felt like as a fan, as the 444 fan here in Philadelphia, like I need to be honest with about my teams, how I feel about my teams, how I feel as a fan, how I think you feel as a fan, and how I just see things overall. And it's not about being hot takey, or it's not about saying something for a wow factor. It's really about being real. And I'm going to give you the real anytime that I get behind this mic. Um, I understand that we are all fans and we can overreact at times, but I try to I guess be um I try to be in the moment, but at the same time be realistic about what's going on with our teams. And I think I owe it to myself and I owe it to you. And I think that's why one of the reasons I've been away for so long, because I just um wanted to make sure that I wanted to do this still. Um I think there's still some things worth changing, but I think that I just couldn't get away from it. I just needed to. I don't. You know what? I need to get over the fact um, that so many people have podcasts now, and that you can hear opinions from so many other people. Because you know what? No one has my opinion, and I don't have anyone else's opinion. And what I mean by that is we may share thoughts or share, a like opinion, but it's not their opinion is not mine, and mine is not their opinion. So you're only gonna get from me what you get from me. That's it. And this is this is just a public service announcement. So if two people listen, if 20 people listen, if 2,000 people listen, you're gonna get what you get from me all the time. I'm not gonna change. I can't be bought. I can't be. Um, I don't have a price when it comes to this. This is like something that I love to do. I love my sports and I love talking about them. And this platform, for me, albeit challenging at times, this is just me being real, me being real. And I thank the people that have supported me. And I didn't even plan to say this. Trust me, I didn't even. This is how I know that this is meant for me to say it. I didn't even plan to say this. Um, I really just plan to get on here tonight and talk about the Sixers a little bit and the Phillies, but um, I'm really, really just thankful to just be doing it again. And I got to hurry up because I think I'm on a little bit of a time limit. So just want to thank you, people who listen, and just know that from me, you're gonna get the real all the time. I'm not hot takey. I'm not. I don't get. I don't have radio shtick or anything like that. I'm just a real person, and I love my teams, and I'm gonna be real about them, and I'm gonna be genuine, and I will be over the top sometimes because I'm a fan, but I always will try to be subjective and be reality based. I think that's that's what birthed this platform for me. So thank you for all that listen and support it. Um, really appreciate it, and I'm going to keep going. That's just something that I need to get out there. No matter how much I struggle with it, I got to keep going. I just have to. For myself and for y'all, got to keep going. All right. With that being said, got that out the way. Um, First of all, shout out to B. I got some new equipment I haven't even used. Like, I just opened this stuff up today. I had this equipment for a while, and we were in the process of moving. We got a house, and man, dealing with that's just a lot in itself. So, as you can imagine, recording took the back burner, and I'm not sorry for that. I had to do what I had to do. We had to do what we had to do. So, but I just been feeling it lately, and I'm like, man, I got to get back behind the mic. Regardless of if I got to build it back up to where I want it to be. Um, but I'm just feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling what's going on. The Sixers, they're about to clinch the number one seed. They couldn't do it tonight, which I'm really, really upset about because I feel like it was a bad loss tonight. You can't lose to that sorry. That's such a sorry Pacers team. And they were struggling just to get into the playoff, and we lost to them, and I'm just upset about it. But at the same time, I know the Sixers are going to clinch the number one seed overall in the East, and it's something to be excited about because when everything that happened with the Eagles, which is another podcast for another day, and I'm not gonna get into it today because I can't. I'll spend 3 hours talking about it, but everything the Eagles put us through, as disappointing as the Flyers have been, and as mediocre as the Phillies have been, um, and shout out to um, oh man, I can't think of the soccer team's name. Man, oh, the Philadelphia Union. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Union because they've been good, but they just don't have enough exposure. But as bad as a time we've had as Philadelphia sports fans, it is good to have a number one seed in the conference going into the playoffs. And although they haven't clinched yet because they still have to win one more game, they got to win against Miami on Thursday. It feels good that, hey, our team is going to be number one in the conference going into the playoffs and has a pretty good path to get to the finals. And I think that that's worth celebrating. And I'm mad that I'm not celebrating tonight because I wanted to. The plan was for me to get on this podcast tonight and celebrate being the number one overall seed. That was my big comeback. I was like, tonight I'm gonna come back. We're gonna be the number one seed overall. We're gonna clinch it. Like we can rest our starters for the rest of the year until the playoffs start. Like we'll be good. But then they got out there and they had a good first half. And you know what? Ben came out aggressive and Tobias did his thing, and we had some good offense in the first half. And I know the easiest thing to do because it seems to be the Philadelphia thing to do these days is just to blame Ben Simmons about everything, regardless of what happens with the team. Blame Ben Simmons because he doesn't shoot the basketball. That seems to be the thing these days. However, Ben was aggressive tonight. Even when he missed shots, he was aggressive and he played good defense, pretty good defense overall. But the Sixers, they only scored 32 points in the second half, including 13 points in the third quarter alone. And you can't win games that way. You don't win games that way. And they just didn't have it in the second half tonight for whatever reason. If they just got cold, that's what it seemed to be. They just seemed to miss a lot of shots. Um, it was a bad look to lose to this team tonight. And it's disappointing, yeah. But it's they're still in control of their own destiny. Like they'll get the number one seed. I think that's inevitable. Even if they lost Thursday to the Heat, which I would be really be pissed about, but if they lose, they'll win Friday. Their home game on Friday. I forget who they play on Friday. Hold on, let me see. They play Orlando on Friday. So if they lose against Miami on Thursday, they'll play Friday in Orlando. They'll play Orlando at home on Friday, and they'll get the number one seed. Um, but I wanted to celebrate tonight, and I think I'm a little. It's a disheartening loss. Now granted, we didn't have Joe, we didn't have Shake, which I don't really like Shake like that. Other people do, but I'm not a fan of Shake like that. But we didn't have Shake, we didn't have Joe, we didn't have Furcon, and you're just missing some buckets there. Like you can't expect Mike Scott to get you buckets. You can't expect Tyrese Maxey to give you as many buckets as he did. He got 11 tonight. You can't expect him to give you that many buckets. I didn't even see where Danny Green and Seth Curry did. I know Seth has been really, really good. I mean, Steph has been out of his mind, but Seth has been really good for this team. Um, his brother's playing on another level though, but I just, I'm disappointed a little bit because it was there for the taking tonight against a bad Pacers team, and I mean, like Seth Curry only had 10, Danny Green only had 6, Tobias had 27, which he led all scorers tonight. Mike Scott had 3 points, and then Ben had 20. Like you can't expect, you know, now George Hill contributed 8. Max had 11, but I mean you're missing points there. I mean Dwight Howard only had 4, so I mean you missed Joe tonight. You miss guys tonight, so you're shorthanded. But I still say you're playing a bad team. You beat up on a bad team. You get the number one seed, get out of there. You start resting your starters until the playoffs start. So it's disappointing, but it's nothing where you should be troubled because I think at the end of the day, you have to celebrate being the number one seed. And we're gonna celebrate. Trust me, we're gonna celebrate being the number one seed and your team getting through the season, Lord willing, till Monday or Sunday or whatever the season ends, being healthy. You got your 2 stars healthy, well, your 3 stars healthy, and you got a lot of your bench players healthy, um, and you'll be fine going into the playoffs. So your 8-man rotation will be fine. I didn't even see I feel like I didn't even see man, where was man, my mind be blinking sometimes, man. Like I know these players. My mind be blinking. I feel like I didn't see Thibault didn't play tonight. So you missed Thibault because you didn't have him on defense. So I mean, shorthanded team tonight, and you play that bad Pacers team, which that sucks. Not winning that game, but at the end of the day, you'll still be the number one seed. You're going into the playoffs healthy, and I think that's all you can ask for at this point because you got home court advantage throughout the playoffs, and albeit not clinched yet, it will be clinched, and um, you'll have basically you'll play whoever you play in the first round. It'll probably be Boston. You'll play Boston in the first round. You win that series in 5, and then the Knicks, you'll play them in the second round. You should win that series within 6 games. I'm watching the Knicks play the Lakers right now, and the Knicks are a good defensive team, but they can't score enough points to compete with the Sixers. So you should win that in 6 games, and then you'll play either um, the Nets or the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we'll get into it. We'll do a separate pod on that when the time comes. But um, I mean, this is the clear path that you'll, or not the clear path, but the path you'll have to the finals. So it's worth celebrating, and I'm excited to see it, you know, come to fruition. So, um, I wanted Joe to be MVP this year, but hey, maybe he'll be Finals MVP. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I had an interesting discussion today, and I'll just kind of wrap up the Sixers point with this. Talking to my man Clint, and we talked. I told him this exact same stuff. Like basically, how it's going to go. It's going to go whoever you play in the first round, probably going to be Boston. I think whoever wants to play in whatever, and then you'll play the Knicks in the second round, and then you'll play, you know, whether you play the Bucks or you play the Nets. Um, the key to that series, the Eastern Conference Final series, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I'm just kind of going all out. The key to that series is going to be Ben Simmons, and it's not the reasons that people think as far as shooting and scoring. That's not what it's going to come down to. It's really going to come down to Ben's defense and Ben actually, because it's going to rest on the shoulders of Ben and Joe. And you can't outscore the Nets when you're trying to just beat them offensively. I don't think you can outscore them that way. Or the same thing with the Bucks. I think both of those teams are very similar to each other. I think the Bucks are like the Nets, but they don't have the star power. They have a bunch of shooters around Giannis, and they got a person to complement Giannis in Chris Middleton. But think about it. The team is a bunch of shooters. Like they got some pieces, but they really rely on the perimeter, which is a lot of people do these days. Um, so those teams are similar. They shoot a lot. They live on the perimeter. You're going to have to rely on the defense in order to win that series. And it's probably going to go 7, but you're going to have to rely on a tough, gritty games 6 and 7, 5, 6, and 7 to really get you into, you know, winning that series overall and getting you to the finals. It's going to be tough because, I mean, it's going to be some buckets made, but you're going to make some key stops in order to win those games and win that series, I think. And then it's going to come down to Ben. I mean, Ben's the defensive player, like he say he is. It's going to come down to him, and not for him shooting and not for him scoring. It's going to come down to his defense and what he can do overall. Him and Joe, what they can do overall to really, really, really put the clamps on the team and make them take tough shots and miss. That's what's going to come down to, I think. And we'll get in more into that, but I think it's going to come down to Ben. I really do. I think it's going to come down to him. Not for the reason that people want. Like, it's not about his shooting to me. It's about his defense. That's what it's going to come down to. So let's celebrate our Sixers while they're about to make this run. I'll have another pod when they actually do it. But I'm a little tough loss tonight. Not tough loss, but it was a disappointing loss. But hey, like I said, they will clinch. We will celebrate. I just wanted it to be tonight. I wanted it to be, hey, we didn't need Joe to clinch, but hey, we'll just do it. I mean, it's going to be a tough game on Thursday. That Heat team is trying to get into the playoffs and all of that. They're still a good team in my eyes. Um, Bam's a good defensive player. He's in the running for defensive player of the year. Jimmy is Jimmy, and I surely miss Jimmy. I really do. But they're not the same Heat team as last year that was in the bubble. And I think the Sixers are the better team. I get worried when the Sixers get cold, but I think having Joel Embiid, your MVP on the floor, um, He's just a difference maker all around. He changes the complexion of the game all around. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens on Thursday for the rest of the season. They got Miami on Thursday, Orlando on Friday, and then Orlando again on Sunday. That'll end their season. They'll have the play-in tournament, and then the Sixers will be off basically, and until whoever wins the play-in tournament until that tournament is over. So Sixers should be celebrated. We should get ready for this run. I'm getting ready for it. Um, I do want to record another pod when they actually eventually clinch, and I want to talk. I want to do a Sixers or NBA Finals or NBA playoffs preview. I'll do that. I'll do that, and heavy emphasis on the Sixers, but I'll do a playoff preview. I'll do that. But hey, let's celebrate our Sixers, okay? I know they didn't win it tonight, but they will clinch, and we will celebrate. All right, moving on to the Phillies real quick. Hey, good win tonight against Nationals, 6-2. They got out of there with a win. Um, this team they scare me, and what I mean is, it's not. I get scared about this team, I should say, because they still got bullpen issues, and the bats get cold. You know, just sometimes they don't hit. But man, they're bad defensively. Man, they make some defensive mistakes. They just make boneheaded mistakes, man. So I mean, it's still early. I get that. I think right now they're half a game out of first place in the division. The division has been so terrible. And John Clark, I got to shout out John Clark. He puts up all the time how the NL East is basically the NFC East. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. A bunch of mediocre teams right now. It's still early though, so I can't. They're not doing anything right now where I need to be overly concerned. I think they still need to pull. I mean, I don't think you really start pulling it together until about mid June anyway, and it's still what it's not even the middle of May yet. So um, they still got about a month until they really need to start pulling it together, where the bats need to get hot and be more consistent. And you need your bullpen. I mean, they're struggling with the bullpen right now. I mean, guys is just, whew, it's like watching a soap opera at night when you watch the Phillies. I'm telling you, man, they ride close to the edge all the time. But there's still some time, so we cannot get on them completely. Um, we just had to let them rock right now, just at least for another month. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can pull together a little bit. But um, I tell you what, they can scare you. They can have you sweat it out at night. Um, like I said, it was a good win for them tonight. They had a bad series in Atlanta, especially that game on Saturday. My goodness, where they blew three leads and end up losing the game 8-7 in 13 innings. But there's plenty more games to be played. So they're going to full 162 this year. So there is no 60 games, and then hopefully get into the postseason. Nah, they're gonna go to full 162. So um, let's revisit them, unless they go on a run right now, like a good win streak. Let's revisit them mid-June. I'll come back and revisit them. Right now, it's kind of full steam ahead with the Sixers. Eagles schedule drops tomorrow. I really don't care. I think the Eagles are gonna they'll win 6 games, this year. But I will say this because I don't want to talk too much about the Eagles. I'm full steam ahead on Jalen Hurts now. And I say that because of the amount of doubt I hear from pundits and national guys and inside Eagles insiders and NFL insiders, you know, basically saying like, "Hey, Eagles are going to look to draft a quarterback next year," and it's kind of like he's basically like on a 1 year deal, and he's only been in the league. This is only going to be his second year in the league, and it's like unfair a little bit. I feel you drafted this kid, you put him in this awkward situation, you then shipped your quarterback out of here, Carson Wentz, um, and you got fired the coach, and you went through all of this stuff, and you got this guy on a 1 year deal, basically the 1 year to prove himself with a new coaching staff, a bunch of young guys. The only thing he got riding with him basically is Devontae Smith. You get rid of his tight end, one of his tight ends, and you don't have it. You got to rebuild an entire defense. So the only thing, I mean, the only thing he has riding for him, I think, is Devontae Smith, and I think that, I mean, now granted, he has um, Booby Miles, and I'm sorry, yeah, Miles Sanders, Booby Sanders, or whatever his nickname is, Booby Miles Sanders. They got him, Goddard, yeah. They got to rebuild a line basically because the line is kind of shot, old. Um, but I'm full steam ahead on Hurts, man. I'm sorry, like I know it took me a while to come around, and it was basically because people wanted to start him over Carson, and I just wasn't with that. I felt like you needed to give Carson a shot, get it together. You shipped him out of here. You then fired the coach, and the amount of doubt I hear with him, like they're just kind of overlooking him and automatically looking toward 2022 and drafting a quarterback. I'm just like, nah. I'm full steam ahead on Hurts now. Nope, full steam ahead on him. All my trust is in him now. Like, nope, I really want him to win. I want him to win. Now, granted, I think they only win 6 games this year, but I really want him to win. I'm full steam ahead on this guy. You know, I seen him play in college. I seen him as a winner in college, and I think that he just needs to get a fair shot. And the amount of doubt I hear, and he's being overlooked so much. I just want this dude to win. I really, really do. So I'm full steam ahead on the Hurts train. And that's pretty much all I got to say right now about the Eagles. I think that we'll revisit them. I mean, Devontae Smith was a good draft pick. I mean, I think overall they had a pretty solid draft, but I just, with the decision that they made overall, I just can't get with them right now. I mean, I'm not excited about the team at all, and I don't really want to talk about them. I know that this is the Eagles' town. Driven by everything the Eagles do, every move that they make. But we got a team that's number one seed in the conference right now. We need to show them some more respect. And I'm going to talk about them, a team that's a winner and a team that's actually putting on and really had to go through something. And now they have really, really come full circle. And I'm going to talk about them. So it's full steam ahead on the Sixers right now. All my trust is in Jalen Hurts right now. Let's give the Phillies a little bit more time. And the Flyers, hey, we'll see what the Flyers do. They had a really disappointing season. Um, I know that they were COVID stricken, but they had a really, really disappointing year. And there's nothing for me to say about other than they were disappointing. That's it. So, um, I'm just thankful to get this out. I appreciate this opportunity. My birthday's in 2 weeks now, a little bit less than 2 weeks. So, be 34, Lord willing, and I'm grateful to see another birthday. Um, and also one more thing, I gotta give a my uncle passed away. My uncle Adie passed away a few weeks ago, and he's an avid Lakers fan, avid Dodgers fan. He loved the Rangers too, and I always talk sports with him. I talked politics with him. Um, he's my dad's youngest brother, and just a shocking, shocking thing that he passed. And I just want to kind of dedicate this episode to him. Um, he was he's just a wonderful soul. And I didn't get a chance to really talk about it because a lot of stuff was just going on. I wasn't recording at the time, and you know, I just want to dedicate this to him. I love him, and I still love him, and he's with me. with all my family. So if you hear this, pray for my family. Pray for my dad, pray for my aunt, pray for my uncle, um, pray for all of my family. Still dealing with this, and he just was a wonderful, wonderful man. Um, just a genuine dude. He loved everybody. He loved everybody. So, I mean, when we went to a service, I mean, there were people there I never seen before, and everyone just kind of had the same sentiments. Like he just loved everyone. He didn't matter what color you were, your lifestyle. He just loved everybody. He connected all of us together, and I'm just really grateful for the life that he had. So, to my uncle Adrian, Adie Simmons, I sure enough miss you, and I love you, and this is dedicated to you. So, thank you all for listening. Hopefully I can be back with some. I got a little bit of a different setup. I feel good. Like this feels good the way this is set up now. I don't feel cluttered and everything like that. So this is awesome. I really want to record more, man. I just got to get to it. I really just got to get to it. Just push through it. So, um, y'all keep supporting me, please. Listen to the podcast, share it. I'm going to record the video. I'm looking into doing some blogging. Um, I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm looking into doing some guy I've been corresponding with trying to get me into blogging. So I may be doing some blogging real soon. So y'all listen. Y'all keep supporting me, man. Follow me on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. I will be posting this on YouTube. And I look forward to talking to y'all real soon, okay? So until next time, peace.